Good day, Prof. Mato. Good day, my beloved friends. So today we will present you the explanation and simulations of the evaluation, reporting, and follow-up for workshop 4, the week 4. And here are our group members. We are from group A, consists of Chika, Jerica, and Firly. Okay, what we will explain in these presentations are the step-by-step, the format, example, and also the study case, the simulations of evaluation, reporting, and follow-up. For the introductions, between evaluation, reporting, and follow-up, 3 of them are actually related with each other, and the continuation of each part, we need to evaluate our counseling service as a whole, and we need to write a report about it, and then follow up to make it different, to make a change in the future to make our counseling service better. Here are the students' identity that we will use in this study case. We've been using these students since last week, so the problems that been found that he's not paying attention, and then he interrupt his friends, and he also tried to draw attention, the teacher attentions. And after doing observation, home service, and the other counseling service, we finally obtain the information that he is an active student, he's the only child, and his parents have trouble raising him, and then he also have like personality disorder, which make it hard for him to socialize. And we will use the student in this study case. Hope you can relate. Okay, let's jump to the evaluation. Evaluation is the step number 1. Evaluation is the first step. We need to evaluate our work in counseling service from various point of views. By doing the evaluation, we can analyze the efficiency, the effectiveness of our counseling service, and also other things, which is important to look back to our goals and make sure that we will still working on the right track. And then the main purpose of evaluation is to collect the useful information to review the whole counseling service that we did in the past, and use that information, gain that information, collect it to make a decision making in the future. Next, the evaluation divided into 2 types: the process evaluation, where we analyze the process of counseling service when it's held, and then also the results evaluation, where we did this evaluation after the post event or after giving the counseling service. We'll look back to the impact and the results. Okay, moving on to the step-by-step of evaluation. Number 1 is planning. We need to plan everything from the start. Who is the target? What are the instruments that we will use? What are the information criteria and sources, time, date. The most important is criteria, because we need to use the criteria to develop the instrument, which is very crucial in evaluation. And then the second one is collecting data. Collecting data is the process of gaining data, searching and collecting something. After we set the target and the objective in the planning, we need to collect the accurate data. And then the last part is analysis. After we receive the data, we must analyze it and continue it with the report, which is the second steps. Here are the examples, step by step, that we will do from our study case. We will plan the instrument that we will use, and then after planning, we will collecting the data using questionnaire, rubric, and observation, field observation, and then after that, we will analyze by calculating the score, analyzing the data, and get the conclusion. Here are the examples of process evaluation, which is we will evaluate the process of counseling service. You can see here is the this is the client satisfaction survey, where the client must fill number from 1 until 4, from 4 to 1. And there are 10 questions here. The maximum score is 40. We can sum up the score and then use the indicator over here to see that our performance, is it good, is it bad, excellent, or we need to improve something, like that. And then the result evaluation. This is the counseling rubrics used by the counselor to score the students, the client. The maximum score is 12 because we have 4 columns here, and then the same with the previous one. We also have indicator over here, which can tell us our score, our performance. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it poor? Or we need improvement in the future? Okay, these are the evaluation part of the counseling service. Next one, reporting.
Okay, for the next, after we are doing evaluation, and then after that we are doing reporting. So if we define what is reporting is the types of document that used to submit the information about the problem that has been or being investigated. And it usually contains facts that directed to the thoughts or action that be taken. And then usually the reporting in guidance and counseling, especially in school activity, is using as the report about the process and the result of an activity to the people who are responsible, such as headmaster and something like that. And then for the next. Okay, here are the step-by-step on reporting. The first one is preparation. In preparation step, usually the counselor will use some of the important question, and then after that, they will answer it too, after they are doing several evaluation before. And then the next is data collection and presentation of data. Di dalam sini kita sebagai konselor akan mengumpulkan dan menyajikan data, dan data yang diperlukan dalam membuat laporan pelaksanaan program BK ini adalah data-data informasi mengenai program keterlaksanaan program BK dan ketercapaian tujuan program BK tersebut. And then for the next is writing the report. In this last step, usually the counselor will report the that biasanya mengacu pada sistematika yang telah ditetapkan pada laporan tersebut. Biasanya langsung tersaji secara runtut dan mudah dipahami dan juga enak dibaca oleh para person in charge yang bertanggung jawab atas program backup tersebut. And next. Okay, here are the case study. This is what we can report. One of the example is the study case. Here are the part of one of our study case. This is the background and the objective of the case study. And then next. Okay, next is the case identification. Biasanya di dalam in this part, we describe about the person or the student that we want to yang akan kita fokuskan, and then kita memberikan brief description about the problem that they are faced. And then next, here the approach that we have done, and then the diagnose that after we do several evaluation, and then we do several pengumpulan data, and then this is the diagnose and the result of the diagnose. Okay, next. Here are the follow-up. Next step.
After a counselor do an evaluation, do reporting, the last step that the counselor could do is to follow up. This is important. Okay, so basically a follow-up is an effort made by the counselor to follow the client's next development. A follow-up needs to be done to determine the level of success and the progress experienced by the client for the assistance that have been given. And of course, the purposes of follow-up is first to fix weak or insufficient or imprecise or irrelevant matter that happens in the counseling process, and also to develop the program by adding or changing a few things accordingly to the result of the evaluation itself. The next step is to steps on doing a follow-up. The first thing that a counselor should do to do a follow-up is to determine the aspect of improvement. So the counselor should know what or where and which part should be changed or should be improved to be a better counseling process. After the counselor knows which aspect that could be improved, the counselor could rearrange the program design. After, it's either the counselor could change the types of counseling or how the approach and etc. And the last thing is to do the action, to do the follow-up. Okay, the next is the example of a follow-up report. Okay, so as you can see in the first table is the evaluation. Okay, so from the study case and from the evaluation that has been done, we can conclude that there are two attempts. So the first one is the successful attempt, which the result is the students are aware of the problems, but the unsuccessful attempt is first, the students still do not show a feelings of confidence, and the second is their participation in the counseling is not as what the counselor expected, because the students are unwillingly to open up to the counselor. And seeing the evaluation, the counselor what the counselor need to do to follow up is looking at the unsuccessful attempt by first suggesting the guidance and counseling teachers to always pay attention to the students, especially in the learning environment. So it's not just what happened in the class when the learning process is happening, but also in the school environment also. The second one, the parents are also needed to be notified in order to supervise their behavior. So the parents must know what happened in the school so they can compare it to what happened at their home. And I think the last thing that the counselor can do is to increase the frequency of individual counseling. Okay, those three steps from the evaluation, from the reporting, and lastly is the follow-up is the most important thing that a counselor should do, because what we can conclude is a, a counselor has a duty to provide services and help students face their obstacles. Through these three processes, the counselor can monitor and assess their students' condition and produce appropriate and relevant solutions. So I guess that's all from us. Okay, thank you.
Okay, for the full report or the full simulation, here are the evaluation continued by the reporting, and then the last one is follow-up. I will explain, start from the evaluation. This is the counseling satisfaction survey for parents, and the results, we got 30 points from score 1 to 4 in the scale 1 to 4. And then if we calculate 30 per 40 and then times 100, we will get 75. And then 75 considered as great performance. And then this is the rubric for counselors. The first one, the first column, the student has fully realized the problem that occurred. So he got 3 points. And then the second column, respect other feeling, the student still lack. And then for expression, the student also still lacking. So both of them, the students get 2 points. And then for social skills, the student also still lack of collaboration, which leads to 2 points also. So 3 plus 2 plus 2 and plus 2 equals to 9. So if we calculate 3 plus 2 plus 2 and plus 2 equals to 9. If we calculate it over here, the maximum score is 12. So 9 per 12 times 100 equals to 75. 75 is still in this column, which is great. Our counseling service performance is great. And then moving on to the reporting. This is the program, the whole program report, the yearly program report that we made. It starts from the goals and then the objective. We divided the objective into the individual, group, study guidance, and also family guidance, just in case the student also need family guidance services. And then here are the activities in the year. We have orientation, classroom counseling, group counseling, and also individual report. Explain here And the last one is the virtual action, which is home service. We also did that if needed. From the report, we expect the outcomes in this column, number 1 until 5, and then closes by acknowledgement. And then as the follow-up, the conclusion of our whole counseling service, this is the follow-up report explained by Firly before. So the student has aware of the problem. So in the previous study case, in the previous rubric, you can also see that the student already aware of the problem, and then this is the successful attempt. And then for the unsuccessful attempt, the students still do not show the feeling of confidence, also not want to participate, and also many more. For the follow-up, what we will do the next, we will increase the effectivity and then the effectiveness of our counseling service, which we must suggest to guidance and counseling teacher to always pay attention to students. And then we need to notify the parents, tell the family or guardian. And then the last one is to increase the frequency of individual counseling. So in this part, these are the decision making, the conclusion that we will make for the future, for our counseling service in the future. That's all from the report, from the whole simulation. Thank you.